Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Dish Delta Confusion Thursday Night Hangout.
Hello, it is good to finally see you again, not dying in a pool of water.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this, of course, is a backup situation for Alter Confusion, as Alter Confusion, the office of Alter Confusion, suffered about 1.5 inches of standing water, and we're still waiting on the insurance company to come out and assess the damage. Hopefully, all of that gets cleared away on Sunday, or at least the next step will happen on Sunday.
Step X of X times 40.
Exactly. It's a bajillion and 75. Anyways, so ladies and gentlemen, I of course am your host Charlie, and this of course is the prolific commer himself, Zealeus.
So the funny thing is, we kind of look like we're in like the same room almost.
The lighting's slightly different, but yes, it does look pretty damn close.
Yeah.
The same room.
We have some pretty solid. Our recording game is pretty strong, is what I'm going with.
Yes. So this, of course, is the Thursday Night Hangouts, a live show where we try our best to cover the topics most important to you during the show. At any point during the show, if you have any topics, questions, opinions that you'd like to add, please drop them in the chat. If you're watching the recording or listening to the recording, you can, of course, hit us up on any of the social medias, and we'll try to add your thoughts and questions and opinions as soon as we can get them. If we do run out of time during the show, we will add it to the very next show. So without further ado, let us jump into it. Hopefully my mic is not too loud. Since I literally have been scrambling together to get all this set up together.
I'm not hearing any of like those cackles you get when it goes too high.
Right, but I think with this setup, you're actually getting the mic from the webcam, which is funny because the webcam mic won't work in the streaming software.
Yeah, because you sound more echoey to me than normal.
Yeah, then Google has decided to use the webcam mic.
Thanks, Google. Your AI is just wonderful.
Hooray! Anyways, okay, so let's see what topics we have. So there is somebody out there who, I don't know if they just have like way too much effing time on their hands or what, but there is a certain player out there who is grinding to get their 1,000th mount in World of Warcraft, which is an astronomical number. I didn't know that there was 1,000 unique mounts or in World of Warcraft.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. I mean, I understand. You know, there's definitely some games out there that have. I'm assuming that it's one of these situations where once upon a time, since this person's probably been playing since the beginning, some of these mounts are now no longer available.
Oh, I'm sure some of them. And some of them are locked to like specific classes. Like I remember when I played Warlock, you could get the Nightmare Steed. And so I imagine I'm assuming that's continued in some form or fashion.
Right.
Where things get locked in certain ways where, like you said, you have to play it at a certain time to be able to get that unlocked, like due to like events, special events and other things. So again, I agree. I had no idea that 1,000 mounts were available in the game. That's a lot. Yeah.
Now here's my question. Okay, so yes, you get the achievement. You have 1,000 mounts.
I don't think that's an achievement.
I know.
Is it an achievement?
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Anyways, but what
I should say like a trophy, like an official trophy achievement.
My question is, does the individual actually have the ability to pull up every single mount? I mean, dude, having not played WoW in a long time, is there like a stable or just like some menu that you could go to that gives you a list of all your mounts?
No idea. And Final Fantasy 14, you can pull up your mount whenever you want. Like you can pick any mount you want at any time. So like, excuse me. Wow. Yes, you do not have to, like at Elite 14, you don't have to go to like a stable and pick whatever mount you want in some weird way. So,
well, I know in like I know this is not quite mounts, but in No Man's Sky, which sadly I have had to stop playing because my setup has not
Yeah.
been available. But you have a cap for the number of like ships that you can own, and of course the number of multi tools that you can own.
Well, here's why they wouldn't want to do it in a game like a service MMO
Yeah.
is they sell mounts for money.
Yeah.
And so you want to not disincentivize people from buying mounts by having a cap. I mean, I have no idea how many of these mounts the guy has purchased versus grinded.
Ooh, that's a good question.
If there's any ability to purchase mounts, then yeah, you don't want to limit those, I would think. So, like, yeah, so not having a limit of mounts is a good thing in my mind. So I'm all for that.
Yeah, but still, that's a lot of mounts.
I mean, there's like mounts I would forget I had with that. Like, I think I have like 20 in World of War, or not World of Warcraft. Good gosh, I think I have like 20 mounts in Final Fantasy 14. Like, I'm not a person who grinds for like glamours or mounts, but I still have like about 20. I use like 2.
Yeah.
I alternate between like 2 or 3 that I like, and that's it. Like, I'm not one of those people who like goes to like cycles through mounts. Like, nope, these are my favorite 2. I'm sticking with these bad boys.
Well, it's like in No Man's Sky. I mean, I've found like the rare exotic ships, and I own them, but I'm still running around in the exact same ship that I've had for like ever. But also, the difference between the ships and the mounts is the fact that with the ships and with the multi-tools is you can add like storage slots to then pimp out the amount of damage or how fast your ship is, the maneuverability, or for your multi-tool, how fast you can mine shit. That type of thing. So,
Or like, I jumped back into Diablo 4 for Vessel of Hatred, and there's obviously the cosmetics shop.
Yeah.
It's funny because some of the cosmetics, I'm like, I would never see this cosmetic. Like, you got this like saddle bag thing for your horse that you can buy. And I'm like, I'm never going to notice this damn saddlebag on my horse. So it's like some of the cosmetics you can get, all for money, of course, are kind of entertaining to me.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, am I really going to even like notice that this thing even exists?
Right, exactly. Speaking of cosmetics, so because I haven't been able to play No Man's Sky, I've switched over to Dragon Quest 11.
Nice.
And I actually streamed that recently. I pulled out my the Elgato and got it to actually run through the computer so that it could capture. My capture card worked.
And what type of RPG is Dragon Quest 11? Action, turn-based?
Well, it just turn-based. It's a turn-based. However, the one thing I do miss is the fact that you don't know what the turn order is.
Interesting.
So, like, you'll go into battle and you'll get like a generic menu, and that menu will say, "Hey, are you going to try to run? Or are you going to try to fight? Are you going to try to you can change up like your I guess your strategy for the fight, which I've never touched at all. I'm just like, everyone attack.
Leroy Jenkins.
Well, I mean, because the thing is, everyone's going to have their own type of thing. Like, they'll sprinkle in their special moves, or if you're a magic user, they're going to try to use spells more than they're going to try to melee attack. But then as soon as you hit attack, you don't know who's going to be first up. Because there's some battles where my guy's the first guy up, and there's some battles where all the enemies attack before we get to do anything. So it's
not based like most of those games have like initiative type of role. Does that not exist?
I think there's like a speed or an agility component to it, but I would have to but at the same time, I know who my fastest character is, but that person's not the one who attacks every single time. So I don't know if there's like some other mechanic or calculation that's going on. I mean, the faster person does usually attack first, but not always. So I don't know. But speaking of cosmetics, so in the game, of course, you're as in any RPG, you're going to be equipping and finding equipment to pimp up your character. And then of course you got skill points that can unlock special skills. And then you've also, through levels, certain characters will unlock spells that you don't have to unlock with skills, thank God. But there are certain items that you can pick up, be it a helmet, armor, 2 accessories, your left hand, your right hand. Most of the time, your left hand is the shield and your right hand is a weapon, a one-handed weapon, but you could do 2.
Shields are for wusses. Come on now.
Huh?
Shields are for wusses.
Well, yeah. But it has saved my bacon a couple times, so I can't really... But anyways, the cool thing is that at some point you're going to unlock... they've got little icons next to all of the different equipment, and if the icon next to the items or the equipment is pink, that means that you've opened up the chance to do like basically a cosmetic change to your character. Oh. Now you can, once you have that stuff, you don't have to wear it. It just, once you have all the pieces, you can, it's like some of those games where you don't have to look like what you're actually wearing. You can
transmog.
Yeah. You could choose the outfit and then choose I don't know, you could look like Aladdin, but at the same time be wearing plate mail. But you look like Aladdin.
Okay, so here's a question for you then. So most of the games I play, like ARPGs or MMOs, you can do some form glamours or transmogs, whatever you want to call it. When I'm leveling up my character, I want to look like a disheveled hobo.
I know.
Who keeps on changing based on what I get in the game for quest rewards or find on the ground, whatever it is. And then kind of when I get to end game, then I'll kind of put on my cool outfit and kind of keep that permanently.
Right.
Because I don't want to play 60 levels wearing the same thing. I seeing the crazy things wearing throughout the leveling. So what is kind of your preferred way of wearing your outfits in that regard of leveling up?
I will always go back to I don't even remember what the mobile game was, but it is the disheveled hobo is definitely a thing in this game. However, after you've unlocked a certain helmet or armor, you have the option to basically just overwrite whatever the next thing you're going to wear is, and you can keep that look.
Yeah.
So you get a wide range of helmets and a wide range of armor, a wide range of boots or what have you. I like that, so that I can make it look cool. And if I get and I could toggle out one piece. With Dragon Quest, you either have your base model, the original look for the character, or you can get the cosmetic change once you have those things. So one of my magic user, who's a short little girl, she's always wearing a kind of a red hooded cape thing, but if you get the right pieces, she'll be in a cat suit. So she'll have cat ears and what looks like a tiger onesie, and so that's what she's wearing.
Nice.
There's the main character. I think that you just affectionately call him Hero, because you could change his name to whatever. He basically wears the exact same stuff, but right now I have him dressed in what looks like knight regalia because I got the pieces.
Nice.
And then one of the other females is in a bunny suit. Just cause.
I still think Hogwarts Legacy is one of my favorite games for that.
Yes.
For the look of your character that you can give them. Because most of the outfits randomly put together are pretty weird looking.
Yeah.
But you can do some pretty cool setups for get-ups for your character with their form of transmogging.
Yeah.
I really like how they do it.
Yeah. For those who don't know, because Zealeus is listening to the webcam, he's probably picking up other voices screaming in the background. You, of course, are getting to hear it through. You get to hear my beautiful voice through a condenser mic, so you're not picking up my crazy youngest screaming at the TV because it's Thursday Night Football and his beloved Seahawks are playing.
Yes, it's Seahawks versus
49ers.
I have no idea. There we go. Thanks.
Yeah. So, okay. So there was another story that to be totally honest with you, I don't remember when it dropped, but it was an interesting story that I wish more games would do, and that is there is a game. It's an online game called Islands of Insight.
Okay.
And they are closing their servers next month. Now, in preparation for the closing of servers, what they are doing is they are permanently modifying the game to be offline only. So the game will continue to live past the shuttering of servers, which I'm sure is going to bloat the amount of storage space that's going to be required.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that's pretty damn cool. I wish more games would do that. Now, I understand that there are certain games that have like an online mode that just doesn't make any sense to take offline, but if there's a game that has like a single player aspect to it that could potentially survive without an online connection, I would love for those games to continue to live on my hard drive so I can beat up on all the CPUs I can get my hands on. Yeah. But
what's also kind of sad is the game's only been out since February 13th of 2024.
Yeah.
So obviously the game did not do as well as they'd hoped, is what it seems.
True. I mean, the all-time peak was just under 8,000 users, so it wasn't like a ton of fans. But at the same time, it is pretty sweet for it to continue to live. But I also want to know, can you, because I didn't actually see this part, but can you continue to buy the game once it turns to offline only, or is it only for those who have previously purchased the game?
It's a good question. Good question, sir.
Because that would be, I mean, that's one way to just keep it around and not incur the fees of trying to the upkeep of servers. So maybe that's their move. Is they could continue to, have the game available for purchase, but without the online support and online portion. So, yeah.
Doesn't say I see the post online.
Yeah.
And I don't see them specifically saying if it's going offline.
Right.
Or like a sales card, I should say, is going offline. Obviously the game is.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
So, but that I'll be very I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna run out and get the game one because my setup right now kind of makes it hard for me to PC game because I literally have to plug everything in, all the connections just to do this.
Yeah.
And because I'm literally using my work webcam and my work monitor and my work keyboard and mouse, because all of my normal stuff is under plastic wrap in the basement, in the office.
It's like you traveled back in technology time.
Yes. The mic I'm using is the guest mic for conventions, because the actual mic that I usually do for the Thursday Hangouts, once again, under plastic. And I do not have access to any of the short mic cords. So I'm using the convention 25-foot mic cord. So it's like
Nice.
like what do you call it?
Spooling.
Spooling on, it's
Spilling.
spooled
Spraying.
on the table next to me, which is a big pile because I don't really need to be that far away from the computer.
It's like a piles of ones and zeros.
Exactly. Well, okay, so let's talk about another game, and this one I think is also, this one is actually going to hit one of our favorite persons. It's going to hurt their hearts a lot, and that is that EA has announced that they are shutting down online services for certain games. And
not Battlefield.
and let me just list some of the games, okay? So we have EA is shutting down NBA Live 18. Makes sense. That's now 6 years in the past. Okay, that's actually pretty impressive. EA usually kills. EA kills online Madden servers every 2 years, or they used to. I don't know if they still do, but they used to. After 2 years, they'd end the service. So maybe NBA Live just isn't as big as Madden, which obviously, honestly, I believe that Madden is its own effing beast. So I wouldn't be surprised that people don't buy the new NBA Live every single year like they buy the Madden. But NBA Live 18 is being shut down November 7th. And this is the one that hurts for our friend Sam Grizzle, and that is that FIFA 22, Battlefield 3, and the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 version of Battlefield 4 and Hardline are also shutting down in November. And then
with the Xbox 360 version, I mean, that's an old version.
I know, that is, I didn't even know that. Well,
I mean, bringing 360 era game, like actual 360 games offline, that I can actually understand.
Yeah. To be honest with you, I didn't even know that there were still games out there that had support for the 360 or the PlayStation 3 for that matter.
I would assume they're all offline by now.
Well, apparently not all of them. Well, maybe the last of them is about to exit. I don't know.
Quick, get on while you still can.
Sadly, I don't own Battlefield 4 or Hardline, so, and my PS3 and Xbox 360 are safely tucked away in the top of a closet down in the basement.
Nice. They were not submerged when the evil came.
No. Okay. So I guess we'll pause for a second so I can explain what happened. The whole flooding thing. So the Thursday that Helene, because that's the hurricane's name, although I kept calling it Hurricane Helen, but Helene, when it came through Atlanta, my family was planning to hunker down into the basement for safety, and my eldest saw that there was water seeping into on the floor, just starting to seep into the floor in the basement. And sure enough, it started flooding, and so I immediately took every single electronic I could find that was on the ground, and I took it upstairs, and then I started grabbing as much other stuff that was on the floor and trying to put it on like tables and the couch and the TV stand and all that stuff just to get it out of there. All of my Funko Pops that were on the bookshelves that you saw behind like every single Thursday night hangout, all the bookshelves and all those Funko Pops are now upstairs, much to the chagrin of my wife. The Funko Pops that were on the floating shelves, that they're still there because they're way above the ground. So I wasn't really with the bookcase. I was just afraid that the bookcase was going to have like that wick effect, and water was going to start to suck up. Unfortunately, a couple books that I picked up from conventions that I had signed by authors, they had the wick effect. Yep. A couple of Dan Jolly's books, and some manga and some other books, which I'm really pissed. They're drying. I mean, they're dried, but now it's got like the crinkly, wavy effect.
Yeah. Oh, that sucks.
I didn't actually look at the autographed pages, so I don't know if like the water seeped all the way up there or not. I just know that chunks of the books got wet and now are permanently disfigured. The biggest problem was that Thursday night we thought we had fixed the issue, and then Friday was when it really hit, and that's when we had 1.5 inches of standing water throughout our entire basement. We got the remediation people in. They've ripped up 1 foot of drywall from the floor up. They also got rid of all the baseboard, and we've been having fans circulating the air and heavy-duty dehumidifiers going nonstop. So Alter Confusion has basically been surviving in I would say a 6 by 6 foot area of stacked stuff.
You have a tiny Charlie corner.
Yeah, basically. I mean, I've got the convention TV behind me. I've got both my desktop towers underneath the kitchen table, which by the way, one of the desktop that I use for streaming puts out a lot of effing heat, and unfortunately, because of the way that I had to like plug it in, I'm getting the exhaust on my legs constantly because.
So it'll be great in the winter.
Oh yeah, well hopefully when it's wintertime I'll be back down in the office.
Yes, hopefully.
But anyway, so yeah, that was no bueno, and hopefully we could find the insurance company will do its stuff hopefully correctly, and we will be able to move on and fix the issue, and then Alter Confusion will be back in its full glory. I will go ahead and tell you that there will not be a Thursday night hangout next week. Fingers crossed. I'm being optimistic here. But my entire family, or me, my wife, and my kids are supposed to be in Disney starting this coming Tuesday. So, yeah, there will be no streaming next week.
I'm guessing that Disney will be open by then. Again, I know it's closed right now.
Yeah. Well, the rumors that are circulating is that they should be back up and running by Sunday. So Sunday at the latest. So we'll see.
They are a well-oiled machine down there, and you probably knew this living in Orlando, but people actually shelter at Disney is a thing.
Yep.
I was reading about that with a bunch of people from Tampa actually went to Disney, and Disney's like, "Yep, come on in and shelter here because we know what we're doing."
Yep. Though they did have to actually shut things down today.
Well, when I say shelter, I mean at the resorts. You're not actually
right. No. But they shut down a lot. I mean, the parks, yes, but a couple of the hotels also had to shut down just because of the risk of flooding.
That's very rare. I know.
Yes.
For Disney to have to do that.
Yes, exactly. So
did that bring back some? Did Mitchell? Is it Mitchell? Am I thinking of the right name of the new hurricane? What?
Milton.
Thank you. Did Hurricane Milton bring back any memories of living in Orlando yourself?
So when I lived in Orlando, or more specifically, when I lived in Winter Springs, which is just north of Orlando, a hurricane had just come through right before I moved in, and then while I was there, 2 hurricanes actually came through Orlando. In one case, I evacuated. In the other case, I hunkered down. So I mean, technically, yes, I was having some flashbacks of some spooky times. Though I will tell you this: if you want to see something absolutely crazy, first of all, I don't care if the wind has stopped or you think the storm has stopped. You do not go outside, especially if the entire world is like a greenish jade color.
Ooh, green's bad.
Yeah. It looked gorgeous, but I sure as hell had no interest whatsoever going outside.
No.
And of course, you're looking at some of these like parents going, yeah, kids, look, the storm's died down. Come on, let's go play. And you're like, no play.
I remember we had tornadoes come through Atlanta. This is 30 years ago. And you probably lived in Dunwoody at the time. And I remember before they came, it was like 10 o'clock at night and it was just green.
Yep.
It was eerie as hell.
Yep.
And then it came.
When I was maybe in 2nd or 3rd grade, there was a tornado that ripped through Macon, Georgia, that literally hit like a small hill filled with trees, and apparently the hill acted as a ramp, and it jumped over an elementary school. So the elementary school was fine, but both sides of that were down. So, talk about craziness.
It's a crazy world, man.
Indeed. Well, all right, let's pause real quick to thank the individuals who help Alter Confusion be the Alter Confusion that you love and adore. These, of course, are the friends of the show. So without further ado, oh my God, I don't have my cheat sheet. That's under plastic wrap.
Oh, no. Do you not know who the sponsors are? Do we have sponsors?
We have sponsors, but I'm going to have to... Hold on. Let me...
Wing it? You can wing it. You got this.
I might have an earlier cheat sheet, so just give me like 2 seconds.
I know who the first one is.
No, I know the order. But I don't remember. Oh, wait. Oh my gosh. I think I just found. Oh, come on, Charlie. Here we go. Friends of the show. All right. I don't know. This may not be completely up to date, though it looks like they're all here. I think. Well, screw it. Let's do this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Let's start off with the Indie Cluster. The Indie Cluster is an organization of independent game developers that want to gain exposure by being involved in the community. They collectively journey to popular conferences as a traveling booth to help gain attention for their games. They make partnerships in local communities to bring games to the mainstream mindset. They highlight local, unusual, and rare concepts to challenge the paradigm of the common. They also host events to teach kids and minority groups about game development to hopefully one day enter the industry themselves. For more information, go to indiecluster.com. The next shout out we got to give is to the AV master himself, and that, of course, is Noodleboy Media. Founded in 2015 by Andrew Tran, Noodleboy Media, previously WagKid47 Media, is your choice for professional photo shoots and panel recordings at conventions. They pride themselves in providing a high level of professionalism, top-notch experiences, and quality services. If you want more information and to view their full list of services, check out Facebook.com/NoodleboyMedia. The next shout out I got to give is to a gentleman who helps get all those aches and kinks out of your back, your arms, your legs, from all those days in front of the computer, or maybe you just, did a little too much and you need a little help. That, of course, is Hero Chiropractic. Hero Chiropractic is unique healthcare practice set up by Ryan Moore. The company's focus to elevate a patient's experience of freedom, creative expression, and joy. They believe that everyone can be a hero and has incredible heroic potential inside themselves waiting to be unleashed. Hero Chiropractic focuses on mobile chiropractic care in the greater Atlanta area. They are committed to healing clients by creating a plan of action uniquely suited for each person. They make that plan of action as convenient and affordable as possible, and most importantly, suited to your individual needs. For more information, go to herochiropractic.com. The next shout out we got to give is to the music maestro himself. That, of course, is CrossPad Creative. Need a new logo or want to work on a full branding and content strategy? Or maybe you need music or audio for your content, just like Alter Confusion. CrossPad Creative offers a whole host of solutions for individuals and small businesses. Just email Josh at crosspadcreative@gmail.com and see what he can do for you. And I will actually put this email in the chat because I actually have chat pulled up for once. Oh my God.
Nice.
I know. Oh, yes. There we go. All right. And finally, the original backer for Alter Confusion is, oh my gosh, Agile Axiom. And of course, my thing. Okay, here we go. By day, Axe leads both a development team and system administration team working with satellites at NASA's Goddard campus. But while not in meetings and many times during, he is the agile evangelist, Agile Axe, championing the philosophy of agile and trying to make the world a better place for software developers, testers, system admins, and software projects the world over. Decades of experience in software development and leading agile teams are brought to bear against evil processes, inefficient work, and bad habits. For more information, go to agileaxiom.com. Okay, now, this next part, I don't know if I actually have the cheat sheet for. So let me check real quick, because I know that some people out there are dying to know, how do I become a friend of the show?
Well, let me tell you how you could become a friend of a show.
Here we go.
We here at Alt Confusion rely on the love and support of our viewers, people like you, for things like conventions, panels, shows like this, remediation of people's basements. Come support us at Alt Confusion so we continue delivering our high-quality product to you. And then we support demigods and patrons and other things I don't remember the list at all. But here's a link to support us at Alt Confusion's Patreon page.
So I don't have the whole list of people in either, but I'm going to try to give you as many as possible. And that, of course, is Patreon lets you, the lovers, haters, demigods, interdimensional beings, gods, vampires, werewolves, mummies, swamp creatures, demons, supporters, and more to be active participants in the work we love through a monthly membership. This membership gives you access to exclusive content, community, and our creative process. I'm really winging this shit. In exchange, we get a bit more freedom to do what we do best. We currently have 2 tiers. There's the $1 a month tier. That's $1 a month or $12 a year. And what that will get you is early access to all of our playthroughs, which the playthroughs aren't being recorded right now because I don't have the setup. But hopefully we'll get back to those soon, as well as the ability to participate in patron-only posts. Now, if you're feeling extra frisky, you could go to the $5 a month tier. That's $5 a month or $5 a month or $60 a year. 12 months in a year, Charlie. 5 times 12.
Big math, big math.
Not only do you get everything at the $1 tier, but you also gain your name or organization added to the Friends of the Show section of every single Thursday night hangout. So if you want to become a patron of Alter Confusion, all you got to do is go to Patreon. That's patreon.com/Altered Confusion.
That is us.
Yes. All right. And of course, I forgot to put the Patreon logo up there, but oops. All right, but I will put this logo up here. Ladies and gentlemen, Alter Confusion is proud to say that we will be fundraising for Extra Life for the 13th year straight. Extra Life is gamers doing what they do best, game, to help sick and injured children at their chosen Children's Miracle Network hospital. The money that we raise through Extra Life will go directly to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta as unrestricted funds. What that means is the hospital decides where and how to spend the money to ensure the dollars we raise make the biggest impact in the lives of the kids they treat. So if you have the capacity to donate, please go to Please go to extra-life.org and search for Altered Confusion. That one I actually got down.
Yep, that sounded all about right.
Yeah, I think I might have messed up like a word or two, but gosh darn it, I did a pretty good job. Also, ladies and gentlemen, we no longer have a mailbox. That post office is officially closed. I will try to find a solution if people want to mail stuff to Alter Confusion. But at this time, we no longer have the P.O. box at the post office. So, no more 1551 Dunwoody Village Parkway. That's DUNWOODY Village Parkway. Number, super important. Well, not anymore, but it was super important. 88276. Dunwoody, DUNWOODY, Georgia, 30338. And, of course, that is now a defunct box. But, all right, let's jump back into it. The next story which I don't have written down because I was literally trying to put all this shit together like in the last moment. And I've been around my youngest too much because I keep saying like. How about let's talk about the fact that Henry Cavill, the man, the nerdy geek himself, is now being tied to a live-action Voltron movie?
I saw that.
Or is it a TV show?
I thought it was like one of those AI-generated news stories that I see all the time.
It's a movie.
Or movie, because like I feel like every nerdy movie he's associated with now.
Yeah.
It's like Henry Cavill's going to star in this. Like he's already doing Highlander. He's already doing the Warhammer shit. Like, is he just going to like keep on throwing him in random nerdy stuff and hopefully it works? I don't know.
I don't know. I really don't know. But apparently, they are going to. It's going to be the Amazon MGM Studios. I didn't know that Amazon bought MGM, but the more you know.
Yep.
Amazon MGM Studios acquired the Voltron movie package after a heated bidding war.
Ooh.
Let's see here. Yeah, I don't know like what. I'll be very interested to see if anything comes of this. I mean, it'd be cool if it's done right.
I mean, yay. I'm pretty ambivalent about it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. It's one of those, when it comes out like 20 years from now, then I'll believe it. It's kind of what it feels like.
Yeah, this is true.
Not gonna lie.
This is very true.
Like, they get the rights now, they start playing it, they start filming it. We still got a ways to go.
This is true.
Before we're going to potentially see anything.
Yeah. So let's see. How about the fact that the PUBG studio is in the process of bringing PalWorld to mobile?
I saw that. Yay. Maybe they'll help the lawsuit against Nintendo. Who knows?
From my understanding, one of the patents that reportedly that Nintendo and the Pokemon Company are charging PalWorld with infringement is the mechanic of throwing an object at a creature to capture it. So basically the Pokeball throw.
Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah.
My guess is it's going to be settled outside of court anyways. There'll be some settlement lawsuit. Like, that shit never actually gets to a jury.
I would not be surprised. But at the same time, I would be interested in... I feel like, was it Nintendo or some studio was trying to like, for some court case, they were trying to add different countries into their case, like make it even more international. They're trying to, or maybe it was, oh gosh, I swear that there's a company out there that's like filing patents for their stuff in different countries after already having a patent lawsuit in like the US. I'm like, I don't know how that does. I don't, you know.
I have no idea. We're gonna need some lawyers to talk and figure that out. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I'm just a lowly IT person.
So
I'll let lawyers fight their shit out.
Yes. People get paid a lot more than I do to figure it out, so let them have it.
More or less power to them, depending on how you look at it.
How about the story that came out, let's see here, 6 days ago, where Sony locked out millions of users who previously had access to Horizon Zero Dawn. Those users were no longer able to buy it thanks to a remaster release. if you previously
But-
been able to buy Horizon Zero Dawn on PC, you might want to check it again. As many,
I didn't think they were locked out. You were locked out. You couldn't buy it.
right?
But if you already owned it, you didn't like retroactively lose the ability to play
Right.
it. Because that was the whole issue with Helldivers.
Yeah.
Is potentially retroactively players could have lost access to it due to the PSN requirement. I think it's silly. Well, I don't. So if they're just adding a requirement for the remaster, which I still think is silly in itself, but for the remaster version to require the PSN account, obviously Sony wants metrics.
Yeah.
They want to be able to track everyone with every single click that they make. So from that perspective, we might think it's silly that like they're potentially losing buyers, but obviously they think that the metrics that they gain from the ability to track the PSN accounts is worth the trade-off.
What? Okay, but here's I think the reason why everyone is kind of getting all up in themselves is the fact that so the remastered version of Horizon Zero Dawn does not come out until October 31st. So anyone who wanted to buy probably a heavily discounted Horizon Zero Dawn cannot do it anymore. Their only option is to pre-order the remaster and wait until October the 31st.
Yeah, that is kind of crappy. I know I think it's the PlayStation. I think you can buy it. If you have the original version, you can buy the upgraded version for like a discount or something, if I remember right.
I would surely hope so. But then again, there are certain companies out there that will make you buy the entire car if all you need is, new tires. So, that's my analogy, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think there's hell, there might be a car company out there that will require you to buy an entire new car just to replace the tires, for all I know.
Yeah, I gotta look at the details. But I could have sworn like I own the original version of Horizon Zero Dawn. And so I can get the upgrade for like 10 or 20 bucks. I'm pretty sure is how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So you can upgrade to the remaster version for $10 if you own it, which honestly is not a terrible deal. Like if you're going to play it again, like that alone is probably not a good reason to buy it. But if you're going to play it again, then for $10, okay, that's actually not bad. So it certainly is better than other games have definitely done the remaster, and there's no option to do the upgrade. It's like, nope, just buy the new version.
Right.
And remember, they also gave out the game for free over COVID for PlayStation, not for PC, obviously. But on the PlayStation, they gave it out like during COVID. There was a while there where it was just free to download.
People needed something to do, man.
I mean, but it's like, at that point, it had been far enough into the PlayStation's history. It was already a year or two in, where most people, if they had it, they're probably going to already get it. But it's another way to get people to want, get into the PlayStation. It's like we've always talked about with VR, is what is that killer game that people are going to buy a VR kit for?
Right.
I mean, Horizon Zero is one of those games that people got a PlayStation for because it's that good of a game. So in that regard, I get it.
Yeah. Well, it's like we both agree. It's kind of a sucky thing to do, but it's understandable. And at least for those who do own it, they're getting a discount to upgrade from the original release to remastered. So can't complain too much. However, as the consumer and you taking away my ability to pay money for something drives me nuts.
I mean, honestly, for $10, I will probably be one of the suckers who buys the remastered and replays. I mean, it's kind of like we talked about like a couple of times with cosmetics.
Yeah.
Like, I look at Diablo 4, and most cosmetics are like $20. And I'm like, nah, I'm good. But if they're $5 to $10, I'd probably be like, sure.
So fun little side story here. I don't know if how many people heard this or heard about this or not, but some YouTuber made some fun news. He was driving a $200,000 car while streaming and crashed it.
That's probably not the smartest life move.
He ran it into the guardrail. It happened during the live stream, and he was live streaming it to Kick, which of course is one of the, I guess the more freedom streaming platforms where, you know, Twitch keeps making up new rules every single week. Kick, apparently, with the exception of, I think they've now put their foot down. You can't broadcast porn or can't produce live stream your own porn. But Kick has banned the kid from the platform for life.
That'll do it. That's probably not something you want to be promoting on your platform. Is people streaming and crashing cars is a no good thing. I mean, on a serious note, I hope everyone was okay, because I mean, a car is a good way to cause massive bodily damage and kill someone.
Yes.
So that is I mean, you can kind of joke about it, but at the end of the day, it's actually really not a cool thing to do.
Yes.
To do that. And he crashed it, obviously. So to potentially also take other people with you is no good.
So it was a McLaren 570S, which I don't know my cars, but that's a $200,000 car.
I mean, it's a McLaren.
Yeah, as soon as you put McLaren, you know that it's expensive.
You're talking out of Ultra Confusion's price range.
Yeah, that's like that's like all the money spent on Ultra Confusion. If Ultra Confusion was, if Ultra Confusion would be, let's see here. Let's see. We started in 2007, so we are 17 years old. So in order to get them to basically all the Ultra Confusion funding, and all the bills and all that stuff, if I were to, you would have to multiply it. Hold on, I'm going to do my math here real quick. That's a 5, carrier 3. Ultra Confusion would have to be 85 years old.
Oh, good. So start saving now is what I'm hearing.
Sure, why not?
I would also be like scared to drive a McLaren, because like they're so powerful and so fast, where I'd be afraid like I tap the gas pedal, all of a sudden I'm going too fast. So I'm good. Thanks. I'm gonna leave that to somebody else.
Yeah, I'd rather spend the amount of money that was spent on that car on something else. I just need a car that gets me from point A to point B, which I have. And I don't need to spend a ton of money on a car. I can spend that money on, I don't know, new Ultra Confusion equipment, or on a vacation or something. So
you could get a really nice graphics card.
This is true. Could start my own Bitcoin farm. Maybe.
I did that for like a week. I was like, this is dumb. I'm pretty sure they're still sitting somewhere in my wallet.
Yeah, I mean,
I have the Bitcoin I purchased years ago, but I actually mined with my cold hard energy bill my own Bitcoin, well, not a full Bitcoin, like 0.000001 Bitcoin.
Nice.
It was glorious. I felt like I was elite, and then I stopped. I thought it was stupid.
Okay, so I got one more story, and this one, God, the internet is scary, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just put it that way. So there is a very popular, I would say, gaming platform, I guess. I really don't know how to describe it the best. But you know, there's kids these days. They're playing Minecraft. They're also playing something called Roblox. And apparently there was a study that was just released about Roblox. And the study basically describes Roblox as, this is a direct quote, a pedophile hellscape for kids. Which makes me feel real good about letting my kids play Roblox. Now, that being said, I've never allowed, when my kids play Roblox or any of the online games on the PC, I've never enabled the microphone. So they end up just playing. They don't read the text messages, and they don't receive like the audio stuff, because I've also muted that as well. But that's
now, is Roblox server based like a Minecraft, or is it like a main server?
I don't know. I know that there are a ton of, I mean, if any IP owner, any popular IP owner were to go on a Roblox, they would have to shut down or do a cease and desist letter for like basically everything, because every single one of those is some super duper simplified like 3D cheapo world fighting game with like your favorite anime characters or your favorite TV. Like there's so many Godzilla clones and Transformers and Dragon Ball Z and One Piece, and
so those are probably Roblox servers that have like custom designs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, the funny thing is, when this report came out, Roblox is they are a public traded company, by the way. Their stock fell 9% as soon as the report was published. There's also accusations that Roblox has been reporting in user inflated numbers. So basically, they're saying that the platform has been increasing their metrics from anywhere from 25 to 42%.
So it kind of makes me think like, so when I jumped back into Final Fantasy 14 a couple of years ago, like I was a bit like, wait, where's the global chat? But at the same time, I understand a lot of MMO type games now why they're more hesitant to have always like a default enabled global chat, because it creates a shit storm like that. I mean, you and I both stopped playing some online games because of toxicity. So as easy as it is to shit on Roblox for being what it is, like it's not endemic just to Roblox. Like it's the online nature of video games where when you give that online platform, people are stupid. Like they are. You take away that Gabe's theory of fuck word, internet fuck word?
It's fuck watery.
Yeah, the basic concept is you give people anonymity in their asshats. And that's what it comes down to, whether it's Roblox or, online, usually PvP type of games, but it could certainly happen in PvE games too. People are just general, they can be douchebags. And that's like, because when I play a lot of online games, but what's always brought the positivity to is finding a community or a guild, whatever you want to call it, where like stupid shit like that's not allowed.
Yeah.
Like they have very clear policies. Like as soon as you're being like homophobic, sexist, racist, et cetera, like you're out. Like we're just not tolerating it. And that's why I always find those type of online communities when I'm playing like a Final Fantasy 14, because it makes it enjoyable to know there's not going to be stupid ass hattery like that. But when you have a game like Roblox, I'm guessing probably going to have a game like Minecraft too, where people set up their own servers where, probably nothing is off limit. Let's be honest. That's going to happen.
True.
And definitely a part of it comes to is like, I look back when I was in middle school and high school, my parents had a damn clue what I was doing on the computer at all.
Let's be honest. Sometimes we didn't have a damn clue what we were doing on the computer.
Fair point. This is very true. But for better or for worse, like while you're still a kid living at the school, or sorry, living at home, it's still the parent's responsibility. So as much as maybe Roblox should be, being proactive and filtering, I still put a lot back at the parents, where it's like you got to be like in your case, you're taking proactive steps to prevent that type of communication, because it is the wild, wild west of what can happen on the internet.
Yeah. For fun little fact, story, whatever you want. If you are a fan of McDonald's and also you are a fan of Krispy Kreme donuts, then you need to check this out. Starting today until the 14th, and go to the McDonald's website to make sure that you follow all the correct steps. But McDonald's customers can get a free Krispy Kreme donut from October 10th to the 14th by showing their receipt.
McDonald's has been like at a weird promotion blitz. Like, well, it was a couple of weeks ago, they had Genshin Impact.
And Pokemon, and now Krispy Kreme.
So, yeah, McDonald's is like on this promotion bender, it seems like. I guess they're feeling the sales of inflation, so they must find other ways to get people to come to the doors.
Yeah. Finally, for anyone out there who games mainly on the PC through Steam, two things. If you are a German gamer, you live in Germany, you play your PC games on Steam. Heads up, there is a new law that's being enacted that may cause some of your games to no longer be available in your region. So,
why is that?
Developers, double check and make sure that your games will have a rating from the German USK, or that you have the built-in Steam ratings. You're utilizing the built-in Steam rating system by November 15th. Because if you don't have one or both of those, your game will basically no longer be available in that country. And I'm sure it's more than just Germany, but that's where the focus is.
So it's delisting because it's an unrated game.
Or rated incorrectly. So
I got
just be careful. If you're a developer, make sure your shit is rated correctly for all the regions that your game is supposed to be in. I
have a hard time getting too riled up about that one.
Yeah.
The only alternative I could see is if the game's not rated, it gets rated their equivalent of NC-17.
I think it just goes, you are unrated, and then that is basically the equivalent of NC-17 or rated X or rated whatever the international ones are.
I don't think that would have been an unreasonable take either, but
Peggy 18.
Either way, whatever on that one.
Yeah. So, well, all right, ladies and gentlemen. I think we've reached the end of our show.
Oh dear.
So hopefully the audio was played nice tonight.
Time to find it, man.
Yeah, I'll double check, but fingers crossed so that we have a show for you. I will try to render it and get up as soon as possible.
Nice.
And remember, ladies and gentlemen, that next Thursday we will not have a Thursday night hangout, so it will be a couple weeks again. And I apologize for that. But ladies and gentlemen, until then, I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in to the Ultra Confusion Thursday night hangout. For myself, Charlie, and Zealeus, it's been a pleasure giving you the camera our heads, our mouths, and of course, our hearts. We'll be back in 2 weeks for another Ultra Confusion Thursday night hangout.
Remember, kids, keep on gaming in the free world.
Amen to that, brother.